Welcome back to ciLiving. WEFT Radio prides themselves on serving the diverse communities of radio listeners right here in Central Illinois. They are a not-for-profit and non-commercial station locally owned by Prairie Air Incorporated. Here today to talk about his new show, My Favorite Vinyl, is Don Tanner. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So I actually had the pleasure of coming on My Favorite Vinyl and talking a little bit about my career in ciLiving, and so I wanted to hear about your career. How did you end up in radio?
I appreciate it. The tables have turned here, and
exactly, back and forth.
Well, you know, I know you returned to town a few months ago, and I did the same. I grew up here in Champaign and went to the University of Illinois, started at Parkland College, and I got into radio back then. This is around 1981 when a lot of these stations, including WEFT, were getting their licenses. So WPCD I was on, K104, I went on there next with Mike Hale and Gene Honda and Dave Lone and all those iconic radio talents, then to WLRW, Stevie J and Bill Wells. And a lot of these guys are still around. And it just became a first career. I worked up in Chicago for a while, and then I've been in Detroit about the past 30 years, and I still commute quite a bit, but here I am, and I wanted to, I knew I was coming back a few months ago, and got in touch with the station and to see what we could do, and we worked out a show.
And how did you come up with My Favorite Vinyl? I know it's kind of based on, at least looking at this awesome t-shirt, it's based a little bit, I feel like, on My Favorite Martian. My Favorite Martian.
And our theme song kind of goes into that a little bit. It's well produced. By some old radio friends as well. When I came to town, I thought I want to do something that's public affairs. I've been doing public affairs radio in Detroit and other places, news and things like that. But I also wanted to play, if I could, vinyl music and play music, get back into music radio. And I mentioned the concept to Eric Bolin, the station manager, who came to town about 2 years ago. We have very similar backgrounds. Took my call and we talked, and he said, you know, what about having people come on, you can talk, you can play music, but let's think about their top 5 favorite songs and go through it that way and get to know somebody that way and what their musical journey is or what their influences are. So I can't take total credit for the show. It was a nice collaboration between me and Eric to come up with the concept.
And I think it's a great concept because ultimately I feel like you kind of get to know a lot about a person by the type of music, and I feel like there are some people that are very much into only rock or only country or something like that, whereas I'm all over the place and kind of have a story behind every song that I picked. So I think that that's really cool because it is, I feel like you do really get to know a person.
I know you had a Broadway show.
I did. I pulled out Broadway.
And then Billy Joel. And so, yeah, I mean, WEFT is very eclectic. I mean, you listen to WEFT and it's almost like 80 different radio stations in one.
Sure.
You know, you have so many different shows from hip hop to blues to jazz to you name the genre, and it's there. And the thing I like about WEFT, it's a way for me to get involved in the community, volunteer, because it's all volunteer run, and invite others to get involved too. If you want your own show, and anybody out there watching wants their own show, get in touch with the station and we should talk.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah. And then Prairie Air is having a 50th anniversary coming up. I see you've brought some swag for the anniversary party. Yeah,
Prairie Air 50 years this year. They own, as you mentioned at the top, WEFT. WEFT actually got their license in '81, so we're coming up on the radio station as a whole on 50 years. We're doing a couple of charity celebration concerts, one in June and one in September, WEFTopia, be at the Rose Bowl. So we're looking forward to that too.
And tell me a little bit more about WEFTopia.
Well, it's still being worked out, but there'll be a number of bands, and it's a way to kind of celebrate community. WEFT is all about music and talk and diversity, and so it'd be a number of different bands. A lot of that's being worked out. I know I saw last night at the Rose Bowl Sass, who is Bruce Hall from REO's Speedwagon's daughter. She's going to be a part of one of those.
Nice.
She's amazing. So we're still working out the details, but June 22nd will be the next one.
Awesome. And before we wrap up, tell us where and when we can listen to you.
Absolutely. It's Mondays from 9 until 10 o'clock.
On WEFT. So tune in to Don's show. Well, coming up on ciLiving, get ready to put your dancing shoes on. We are heading to Springfield Muni to get a sneak peek at their production of Something Rotten. And then later, Julia Benzel from Miller Park Zoo will introduce us to an animal ambassador who is normally found in South America, so stay tuned.